Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming today.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I really appreciate
Good
you all
morning.
for attending this webinar. I sincerely hope you will learn so many things from this lecture. Once again, thank you for your participation. Next item of the agenda is welcome and remarks by our President,
Good morning.
Major General Palita Fernando. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, GLS. Thank you very much. I think I should thank for webinar technical officials to upgrade their knowledge. Now, it's a very difficult time where we are all locked down in our houses. So this is that comes organizing this is I think a wonderful idea where GLS taken the initiative take it this far. I don't think we will get a chance to do practical training on the ground time. I think I should thank Mr. JLS Perra for organizing. It's about irresponsible behavior and leadership. The irresponsible behavior is something which we'll have to avoid, especially as a technical officers. We'll have to avoid. I mean, most of the guys, I don't think most of the people, they know their rules and regulations. They are thorough in it. Sometimes what happens is people are irresponsible, and they don't care what happens. So that is the situation. So we will listen to the speaker and see what is the advice he is going to give us. Whether it's I think it has to be something which we can learn from him, and all the participants will get benefited. I again thank Mr. JLS Perra, and I thank the participants, and I request you all to keep your mics muted, so that keep your cameras on, so that we know who the people who are there, and keep your mics muted. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Okay.
Responsible behavior and leadership. Today, our speaker, Mr. Gobinath Sivaraja, known as Gobi. Gobi is invited as a resource person locally and internationally for seminars, guest lectures, and webinars and TV shows in South Korea, Philippines, Kenya, Ghana, and Pakistan. He talks on various topics: sports for development and peace, sports social media, sports administration, sports management, sports policy, and women in sports. Mr. Sivaraja is also top marks earner in level 4 examination and awarded Major General Paritha Fernando Award in 2010. National top marks earner in our level 3 examination and awarded 18 Ugegoda Trophy in 2012. And national top marks earner in level 1 examination in 2019. He is employed as the National Olympic Committee as a marketing and media manager and national course director. Without further delay, please join me in welcoming our speaker, Mr. Gobinath Sivaraja.
Good morning, all of you. Hopefully, like all of you know me very well, so I don't want to introduce me much here. I'm very glad to see here like maximum of 100 participants here. Thank you, Major General Paritha Fernando, giving the direction to be like how to be here in the webinar series. That is very, very important. And also we have to follow the responsible behaviors when we are going to the different platforms, different places. I think like you have covered my lectures, I would say very simply. Like first of all, I believe that all of you are staying safe and your family and everyone are good. And I know that this is the long weekend, so we are having the 3 days holiday continuously, but however we can't travel across the country because of the restrictions and the lockdown. So GLS sir wants to make something good in a way to the athletic technical officials. So that's why he invited. So I'm very grateful to the Sri Lanka Athletics, Major General Palitha Fernando, the president of the Sri Lanka Athletics, as well as my guru, GLS Pereira sir. Thanks for inviting me to deliver my presentation. So let me share my slides here first. All right. Hopefully you all can see the slide. Right. So yes, I know that like you all have like very senior people to me. I might have learned from you, so that I'm here as one of the national technical officials of the Sri Lanka Athletics. I'm very proud to be here, and also it's my honor and very grateful to deliver this topic under the irresponsible behaviors and the leadership. I know that you all have passed this level 4, level 3, level 2, and ultimately level 1 examinations. And today you are having this IAAF level 1 certification, as well as then after that you became as the national technical officials. Of course, like I'm not going to talk about these rules and regulations here at all. But in addition to that one, like, you know, like we all very clear with the rules and regulations. However, there are some amendments that are happening every year, or maybe every other years by the World Athletics that we are adopting. So today it's kind of a different topic, so as to enhance the qualities in our day-to-day life, or maybe in the officiating, maybe outside. It can be on the field or maybe the off the field. So how we have to be responsible and how we have to show our responsible behaviors and how we have to take the leadership. So it is all about I. So that's the reason if you look at here in my title, I just put the I here, because becoming is responsible and irresponsible. That's because of me. And ultimately we all are working together. Every I is becoming as a we. So that's the reason we are here together here to learn about and share our experiences maybe later. And so as to make this presentation or maybe the lectures very interactive, I have some more works during the sessions. Hopefully you all will be interacting and sharing your experiences during the sessions, because I can see a lot of senior people. Your experience is more than my age for sure. So I need those kind of inputs as well. So I mostly welcome that one as well. Right. Let me move to this presentation right now. So basically the content. So what are the things I'm going to highlight here? So basically everyone should know that what is irresponsible behaviors, because the thing is there is a line between responsible behaviors and the irresponsible behaviors. So first I want to give a definition about irresponsible behaviors. Then I will also a little bit highlight about that what are the responsible the behaviors that we have to show on the field as a technical officials when we are going on the ground. So what are the things that we have to have it? So otherwise it will be the problem. And apart from that, then when I'm going to move to this leadership, it's kind of a common chapter. You can be the leader on the field, you can be a leader on the athletic track as in when you are in the technical official, as well as it is pretty much important in your day-to-day life. So because the thing is leadership is not on the ground. So you have to like becoming the leader step by step eventually whenever you are practicing in your everyday day-to-day life, even when you are in the kitchen, when you are in the home, when you are in the dining table, then when you're riding your motorbicycle on the road, like how do you obey these signals and everything. Then according to that one only, like there are so many aspects that we can highlight in that one. So I will give you the lot of definitions. Then finally you can come to the conclusion based on your personal values, what a leadership should have it in your perspective. Like, because I'm not going to define the exact definition here, because the definitions are varies people to people, from their values to values, so from their perception to perception. But the thing is, when we talk about the leadership, there are three qualities leaderships are very, very important. You have to be an authentic leader, so ethical leader, and inclusive leader. These all three leadership characters will bring you some ideas to overcome your challenges. So that's the key part that I will be highlighting. So then after that, as a technical officials, as a national technical officials, so you have to get to know some of the code of conduct. So these are the three important code of conduct that I know. But apart from that, maybe like DLS Barrister can explain more code of conduct if he gets to know like more than these three. But these are the three that I'm following. I will explain those about. So if you look at this right side, so there is a very important and it's a very common saying. It's the leadership is an action, not a position. So it was said by Donald McGannon. He's one of the CEOs of the broadcasting company in the United States. Sorry. Yeah. So of course, leadership is an action. You can be like a top positions, can be a president, secretary, or maybe the executive member, or maybe the country's president, or maybe the referee or judge, doesn't matter, or umpire, doesn't matter. But the thing is, everyone has to show their leadership in their particular action. That is very, very important. It doesn't matter about their position at all. That is what Donald McGannon has very clearly explained. I think this is what like I always like practice for the last 10 years in my personal life as well. Right. So moving towards to this learning objective throughout these lectures, I believe at the end of these lectures, you shall be able to understand, or maybe you can self-reflect yourself about your irresponsible behaviors. Like, because, you know, if you look at the human in the world, no one is perfect for sure. So therefore, we make mistakes every day. So we might have behaved in an irresponsible way. So we have to self-reflect. So I think I would create such opportunity by giving some assignment works at the end of the presentation, but you don't need to submit me. It's not an examination or nothing at all, but it's an opportunity for you to self-realize yourself maybe the whole day. Today, like just go back to your days and go back to your days that what you did during your officiating career, or maybe like just when you are, if you are a professional as a teacher or lecturer, what are the irresponsible behaviors that you have done it and how you can correct it. So that's self-reflection that I wanted to like create it. Hopefully you can make it. And also like every individual, you have some inherent values in your life and some qualities you have it. So how you can enhance them, and also how you can incorporate some of the values in your life. Inherent means like you have some natural values in your life. So some people, they are very decent. Some people, they don't talk too much. Like those kind of things, sometimes it may be advantage. Sometimes it does not work for a leader, for sure. So that type of things that you will be able to understand. And then number 3, identifies ways how leaders are able to influence the people. Right? Influencing the people is very, very important, so that you can make some decisions in a collective way. So you will identify those ways. What are the ways that you can use it? And then after that, team building is, of course, it's very important. And how to understand the importance of the teamwork and the team building in sports. Then always there are some problems, tensions, challenges coming, right? So how we can involve, how we can get one step ahead to resolve those kind of problems. So you will get to know that how to involve and make the challenges. Then at the end, you will get to know some of the important code of context, but I'm not going to highlight all the code of context and the core clauses and everything. I can show you the guidelines, because the thing is, in these lectures, I just want to guide you, because you all well-matured people, well-senior people, so you can read yourself. So as this picture says, you know, the collective work is very, very important to achieve the success. So to work as a team, every individual has to work their own allocated responsibilities. So that is what the important message that I am sharing in this picture. Let me move to this next here. Okay, let me start with the irresponsible behavior. Irresponsible behavior's definition, actually, this is just a dictionary definition I can highlight here. It's not just a showing or done with due care for the consequence of one's actions or attitudes reckless. So that means, if, say, for an example, in the ground, I can say some example. If someone has faints in the ground, right? So he has fell down. So if another officer is not helping towards your friend, it's not the responsible behavior at all. So that is what it says. And not capable of bearing responsibility. Some people, they don't want to go and take some responsibility, because they think that if I go and take the responsibilities, it may lead to mess problems. So they just keep silent, right? So that is also like lead to some other issues as well. Say for an example, I would say that when an athlete is running, he just has nicely touched the inside the track. So of course he must be disqualified. But the thing is that track umpire is very young guy, maybe like I would say like 2020s. He's just a level 4 track umpire is there. He's just to have some like insight that, oh my God, like if I tell this one to the referee or judges, so sometimes he's a senior athlete, elite athlete in Sri Lanka, right? So like it may be some problems to him, right? So in that case, he doesn't want to take this kind of responsibility, just nicely ignore them, right? So these are the irresponsible behaviors. And the next one is not answerable to the high authority for one's actions, right? Say for an example, here in this picture, you can see that like very recently in the England India match, there were some people, they were throwing something inside the ground. So it's from the spectator's perception, it shouldn't be done. That's irresponsible behaviors from the spectators. So the police officer is coming towards the spectator, but the thing is he has wrongly catched the person, maybe this person. But the thing is the person who did this one, maybe the red color shirt. But the thing is, other people, they know that, okay, this red color shirt has done it, but the police is approaching the wrong person. But the thing is, they don't want to tell that because it may be the problem to them as well. So that's the reason, like, you know, some of the people, they always hide and they always to be like silent in their life to not to answer to the high authorities for another one's action. So these are the responsible behaviors highlighted in the dictionary definitions. Let me go to the ground on the field, right? As an officials, this is what we can see from the many people. This is nothing to blame anyone, but the thing is we have to be responsible on the field, at least from today onwards. This is what like GLS Perasar wants to like insist here in these lectures. Hopefully we can. So like you have to wear the decent and the proper attire. Like a decent means like some people, they come with a very tight and you can't even sit for the field events. It may be like uncomfortable to you yourself, like you can justify. So and proper attire. Some people, it's like, look at here, it is in a I don't know in which country, like in one country's leadership programs for the technical athletic officials. So see how they wear the dress and how they are coming after the competition, or they are entering into the competition arena. So how they dress it up. So these are the things that you have to learn it. And like most of the officials I can see, like they don't even take their necessary stuffs with them. It's like they always borrow the pen from another person or the paper from another person. So that shouldn't be there. They have to have a one pack for the officiating stuffs. They have to come with a pack, and say for an example, if the climate is expected to be raining, then you have to bring the umbrella or maybe the raincoat. But if the climate is expected to be very hot, then you have to bring some jackets to take care of your body, or maybe sunscreen, something like that. And the major important things, it is like common in Sri Lanka is punctuality, so being in time. Like everyone, like, you know, when there is a program, is always coming at like, if it is a program is 10 o'clock, just quickly, or maybe like suddenly they come at 10 o'clock. So it's on time. So, but the thing is, I would suggest it's your responsibility that you have to be in time, because the thing is being in time, it will give you like some extra credits for you. Say for an example, you can come and you can say good morning, hi, hello to the other people. So that environment will make some other extra things for you as well. So that's why being punctuality is very, very important. And reporting for sure. Like whenever you come to the officiating, you have to report to the meeting manager. But some people, what they do is they just tell that, oh, hey, my friend, Lalit, like just tell them that I have come here and just put the signature for me. So this kind of things are happening. So this is not the responsible behaviors. Your signature must be done by you, right? So that's a reporting systems also must be there. And if you look at this local competition, so maybe in some national competition, we can see that there are a lot of people, they are using the mobile phones during the competition officiating. That should be avoided, unless if there is some urgent things between the top level officials, some communications regarding the competitions, of course, it's okay. It can be allowed. But other than that, you know, some measuring this for the discus throw on the other side and using the mobile phone for an hour of period, like that should be avoided. And this is another major important thing, like gossiping, like people, or like having the free time during the competition. So what they do is they always like go for unnecessary talks. They talk about political views and some hate speeches and talking about sexism or maybe racism. So these kind of things maybe lead to the groupism among the officials as well. Sorry?
Goviana. Yeah, Goviana.
Sorry? Yeah, so those are the things must be avoided here. And then this is another important thing. So like some officials, what they do is they report the media from their mobile phone before the competition even finishes, right? So you are not the reporter there in the field. That shouldn't be done. Like some people, I know that they take the video, and some people, they go for the live streaming. Say for an example, there is some shot put competition is going on, but that is not your officiating time, but you are just sitting outside under the tent, but you are live streaming from here, right? So you are not an official person to live stream there, and you are recording the videos. So these are the things must be prohibited, and this shouldn't be done actually as an officials, because there is a way to announce the results. But before the announcement is going, official announcement is going, some people send it to some media, and media like quickly publish it. But the thing is, in between there will be something happen. Say for an example, the champion may be disqualified because of his or her another issues, right? So some petitions, so some complaints may come up. So you don't know that. So these are the things that you have to be aware of, and you are not the media person. This is, I would say, this is very, very highlightable here, because I could see many people, they are doing the both job there, officiating and reporting. So it shouldn't be there. And always you must be respectful. For the number one is the rules, and number two is you have to always respect your supervisors, superiors, and your colleagues as well. So there are so many rules and regulations, responsible behaviors that I can talk on the field. There are a lot, right? In collective way, if you look at that one, it is all depending on our personal values, right? So why we are going for our competitions? Because we have passion, right? So because I have passion in officiating, that's the reason I'm going there. Otherwise, I would not. Some people, yeah, of course, some people, they want to earn some money, right? Because they are going. And once you have gone there, you have some commitment there. So you are committed to do something. And some people, they are super patient. I can see, like the what do you call the pole vault event. Sometimes it starts in the morning, it's 7 o'clock, and it finishes at 5 o'clock. So continuously they have to be there. They have to adjust the bars and all. They have to be very patient. And also you make the friendship there. That's networking. And some people are super hardworking people. They are not on the ground, but the thing is, from the office, they are working so hard. And more than everything, everyone, we have to play fairly and respect these rules, and respect the athletes, respect the officials, and so on. So if we don't do those kind of things, what will happen? So it will definitely lead to some big issues in your life. So this is the very simple example. Anyone knows who is Tiger Woods? He's obviously not an athlete. So who is Tiger Woods? So he is the greatest golfer in the world. He's from the United States, right? So there is a big incident happened in his life. That is because of his irresponsible and selfish behavior. So what happened end of the day? So it's a small video, just a 1 minute, I guess. You can watch it.
Every one of you has good reason to be critical of me. I want to say to each of you simply and directly, I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in. I know people want to.
This is the important message of this video. Like I can play the rest for sure, right? So what he says is, every one of you have a good reason to be creditable, right? Because athletes, they are trusting us. But if you behave in an irresponsible way, it will affect another athlete as well, right? So what will happen is you have to say sorry to the media end of the day. So you are spoiling your values, you are spoiling your future. So this what happened to the Tiger Woods, right? You can see like he came to the public media in 2010 and he says, because the thing is he had faced a sex scandal in his life, right? So he has to say he is a multi-billionaire, right? So watch the rest.
Every one of you has good reason to be critical of me. I want to say to each of you simply and directly, I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in. I know people want to find out how I could be so selfish and so foolish. People want to know how I could have done these things to my wife, Elin, and to my children. And while I have always tried to be a private person, there are some things I want to say. Elin and I have started the process of discussing the damage caused by my behavior. As Elin pointed out to me, my real apology to her will not come in the form of words. It will come from my behavior over time. We have a lot to discuss, and however, what we say to each other will remain between the two of us. I am also aware of the pain my behavior has caused to those of you in this room. I have let you down. I have let down my fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So as an officials, sometimes you never feel that how much the athletes, they are trusting you, they are believing in you about your officiating. So you have to play fairly there. It's like you have to play to play fair play. So what you have to do? You have to take the serious responsibilities in the ground. So this is the message that Tiger Woods says. So otherwise it will lead to the big issues. So then what do you think that what traits or the skills makes a good leader? So it can be trustworthy or ethical or confident or self-awareness, or it can be empathy, or the good leader may be like a people-oriented person, or he's becoming a good leader because of he's good at communication, or he's very influential person, right? So I'm opening a poll here. So let me see that what do you think that which skill that you feel that it is very important to become as a good leader? Hopefully, yes. You can see the poll here. So now what you can do is I will give you some time. So you have to like select one of them, which can make a good leader. Is it trustworthy or ethical or confident or self-awareness? Hopefully you can see this poll here and you can select one of them. So let me see that how about this forum is voting for. There are 100 people. So at least until it comes for 100, I can see. Oh, I can see only 20% have voted already. I want to see it minimum of 50%. Let me see how about this national technical officials input to identify the good leaders skill, which one should be the most of the important one to be a good leader in Sri Lanka. Right. Okay. Anyway, thanks. So far there are 50 plus participants. They have voted. Now you can see the statistics so far. How many people they have voted for trustworthy and ethical and confident and etc. etc. Hopefully you can see the answer here, right? So 30, almost like 34% of this class, they have voted for the good leader should be a trustworthy person, and yeah, more people they have mentioned that he has to have a confidence in him, right? So actually good leader has to have everything, right? So nothing is wrong here, right? So he should be a trustworthy person. He should be more ethical person. He should have a confidence and self-awareness, and he has to show the empathy towards other people, and he must be people-oriented. Of course, he has to have a good communication, and he should have an influence person as well. But the thing is, I can see here, there are two bars. It's very, very important. You have highlighted confident and trustworthy, right? So to be a good leader, first you have to create the trust with the other people. So then only it will be like bringing a good bond between the people to each other. So that is what I'm going to talk more in this leadership topic here. Let me share the screen again. Right. Okay. So good. Look at this good leaders. Some of the characters I have put it here. So good leaders should be an example, because the thing is, if you are a leader, there are many people to follow you. So you must be an example so that other people also will be following you. And good leaders should have a vision in his life, right? Okay. So I want to become as an international technical official. So maybe the area technical official, or maybe my dream is to like, or my vision is like this one, national technical official. So I have to like officiate in a very the fair play way, something like that. So then expecting the best. All the times the good leader will be expecting to do the best, right? So not to just to go and officiating, but he has to like, if he wants to like uplift his qualities, he always want to expecting the best, and he will have the clear communications, right? And then support. Of course, the good leader always like whenever there is an officials need the support, he or she will be providing the support to the subordinate as well. And encouragement. Like, so if you are a good leader, he or she will be encouraging the other people. Hey, come on, come and join on board to become as a technical official. Then you study, right? So those kind of skills that he or she will have it. And recognition. Then good leader, say for an example, if you are a referee or the judge in a particular field, you have to recognize the younger generation's talents, right? Okay. Oh yeah, this person is like, I think he can fix for timekeeping. So some people, they may have the good character to measure for the shot put or maybe discus throw. Some people, they have very good eye power to look at these the cuttings on the track, then they can be as a good track umpires. So as a leader, as a referee, as a chief judge, they have to look at this. They have to find the recognition from the people. Okay, where I can fix this person. Okay, this person is good at this. So that kind of setup must be there among these national technical officials, and also they will inspire the people. So as a leader, if you are a good referee, of course, then I will feel that, okay, I want to become as a late Vairavanathan sir as a starter, right? So something like that. You have to like inspire other people. So then only you can become as a big leader in your ladder. And integrity. So I will talk about this integrity at the last chapter of this presentation on the code of conduct. And you have to have a clear goals. Of course, it's like a vision and all. That's it. So these are the characteristics that a good leader has to have. Moving to the next step. So sometimes you may be curious about that, what is leadership is all about. So before moving to define this, what is leadership? So I just wanted to highlight that what is not leadership actually, right? So the leadership is not really about your inherent personality traits, right? Say for an example, you may have some natural qualities in you. So that is not your leadership at all. But sometimes, of course, those kind of personal or inherent personal stuff may be like working. So personal traits don't make leaders at all. Not all the times. So there may be some certain inherent characteristics that help people to take on a leadership, such as self-confidence, and some people, they are very good at communicating. But the thing is, all the times it will not work, because the thing is, when you are an official, you have to officiate it. But yes, for a communicating purpose, we can use you as a leader, but the thing is not everywhere. So you have to have all the qualities or the characteristics that I have mentioned before. And also, however, some natural qualities don't just make people leaders. Some people, they have some natural qualities, as I have mentioned before. Some people, they are very calm and quiet. They don't go for the problems. But the thing is, because they don't want to take any of the challenges. They know that there is some problems, there is some injustices happening there. The things are going wrong in the athletic the field. So, but the thing is, their character, their quality is just keeping silent. But the thing is, it is not the way, right? So if you are a leader, yes, of course, you have to go and you have to justify that, okay, this shouldn't be there according to the rules and regulations, or maybe by the good behaviors. And as I mentioned before, it is not about your title or any other positions, because the bosses, they may have the power. So with the power, they can make any decisions. It can be over the money, or it can be over the people. So leaders are seen as also the part of the team, because they also have to work. If you look at this picture here, so bosses always, they will say that, okay, do. But the thing is, leaders, they always coming to the field and they will also work together, right? So that is the difference between the boss and the leader. So the boss also can be the leader when the boss is coming and working together with the team. But the thing is, the boss need not do the same works that other people they do. But the thing is, he also have to be an example, right? So he has to be very active in working in the whole project. That is most important. The authority comes from the ability to inspire and influence others. That is what I have already mentioned before as well. So you have to have an ability to inspire, and also you have to influence others as well. So therefore, there is no solid style of leadership definition. So you can change it from situation to situation, people to people, or maybe some projects to projects, and fields to fields. Say for an example, when you use this kind of leadership quality on athletic track, maybe you can do this different one when you are teaching science or math in the classroom. So when the fields are changing, so you have to have a different leadership qualities. That is the next important one. So from the not, so then what is the leadership then? So these are the three primary quotes. I took it from the website. So, and it's very, very important thing. So leadership is, it's all about speaking up. That means you have to come up and you have to say something. Okay, this is right, this is wrong. And stepping up and standing up to make a difference. So that difference should be a positive difference, not the negative difference, not to pull others down, but you have to push them up in a positive way. So that is something matter to you and make difference for others. That was quoted by Susan Maza. And another leadership is, another quote is saying, leadership is translating vision into reality. So everyone, we have a vision in our life, but the thing is translating this one that is into the reality. It is super hard. So that is what you have to do through your leadership. So the next one, so leadership is helping believe in a better tomorrow. That means you have to do a better change, and we have to move for a better world tomorrow. So then that should make a good positive changes for tomorrow. That is what this Marisa Mayer says. So finally, I just want to hear from you. What do the definitions have common? Like this is the three definitions. So from this definitions, like if you can find out what is the common word, or maybe it can be single word, or maybe the couple of words together, what can you make it? So if anyone wants, if anyone knows, can you just comment it here? Maybe I can read them later. I don't want to take more time on this one. Okay, let me move to the key elements of defining the leadership here. So leadership is all about influencing the people. It is nothing more, nothing less. That is what John Maxwell said. But however, it is not enough, even if you influence it. But the thing is, you have to empower other people. So that is what Bill Gates is saying. That is what is going to work for the next generation, next century. So we have to empower the people. But when you are empowering the people, so we have to harness the talents of others to achieve a common goal. So everyone should be made happy. And we have to, leadership is all about process of social influence, which maximizes the efforts to others towards achieving the goal, achieving a goal. So because whenever you are a leader, You have to set a goal. And any project doesn't matter. You have to set a goal, then you have to target towards that one. So whenever you target, you have to see that it is creating the positive environment, and it gives everyone advantage, and it inspire the people, it empower the people. You have to think about it. Ranjit, can you mute the person? Thanks. So from this definition of the leadership, this is the key takeaway that you have to take it. Like I would sum up, it's very simply here. Leadership is not about the inherent traits. Like, so I may have like a different qualities in my life that may be like, that might have come from naturally, right? So that is not about the leadership. And I may in a position, certain position. So that is not really a leadership at all. But it is all about the qualities that is coming by your experience or maybe by your learning, and you are adapting that one in your day-to-day life, right? So, and there is a lot of definition or maybe a lot of way that you can show your leadership styles in the different aspects that I have already spoken to you. And then next one, so everyone has ability to learn and train their leadership skill through professional and the personal experience. That is what I explained the first time. So you can learn the leadership skill through your professional career, or maybe by textbooks, or maybe some personal experiences. That's what I said, that like my experience is very less compared to the other senior NTOs. So based on your experience, I believe that your leadership skills is somewhere there. So you can maybe share a lot of things at the end of this presentation. And good leaders should have, with or without any official title or position, and is to be trustworthy. That is what I mentioned from the poll before. So trustworthy is very, very important, because the thing is, you have to create the bond between the people. So you have to create a trustful relationship between the people to create, to gain the trust. You can get them through your ethical beliefs and networking. That means you have to communicate with the multiple group of people, and also you have to empower the people so that you can gain them. So basically, leaders are not made. No one is, leaders are made, but not born. So the leadership quality is not coming from your birth at all. It's not transforming from your parents to the children. But the thing is, it is coming by two important things. Only one is like by educating and the learning, and then experiencing, but you have to practice it. That is most important. You can learn, you can gain experience, but end of the day, you have to practice every day. Only you can become as a leader end of the day. But the thing is, for some people, based on their personal values or personal inherent qualities, some people in their very younger generation, they are getting leaders. Say for an example, Malala, she became the leader because her value was very supportive to her career. So that's why she became a leader in a small age, right? So leadership is very, very important. I know that I have spoken here a lot. So every individual have to develop the leadership so that we can build up the good team here. So as a team, so how we have to work. So this is a small cartoon video for you, like just for 1 minute, you can watch. And it will tell you a lot of stories for you. I'm not going to explain this slide at all, just to watch. So what the message says, like, together we strong. So together everyone achieves more. So when we all together, we can safeguard ourselves as well as we can achieve more. So whenever you are going to the ground as a technical officials together, you have to discuss with each other and you have to work as a team. Say for an example, when you're going for the track event or field event, you have to discuss with them and you have to come to the conclusion at the end. It's not just a one person make the decision. So I will talk about like making the decisions in the next chapter of this presentation. So to make the trust, so we have to make the trust. So if you want to make the trust, we have to be authenticity. So one way to build trust is to be authenticity. You have to be authenticity. So actually it helps other people to see you as a more transparent and you are a like natural person. That means you are not making any drama and you are more genuine. And we can even predict that, okay, this person, I can believe that this person, if I give some tasks and based on his qualities, based on his behaviors and the leadership, and he will accomplish it. So I can predict that. Then according to that, I can give the task to the particular person. So that is how this authenticity works. So how you can become more authentic and thus build trust through this authenticity, it is all about you. So that's the reason. So this is an opportunity for you to see yourself, how you can see yourself, right? So it is what I'm expecting from you. I will send you the worksheet maybe later after this presentation to see yourself, because the thing is we are all interested to see about other people. We never look back about ourselves. So this is an opportunity. You tell about your life story. What is the most important thing happened in your life, or maybe that is the turning point of your life. And then you have to identify like 3 personal values in your life. Say for an example, I'm a hardworking person. That is one of my values. Maybe I respect. It is one of my personal values. And maybe commitment. I'm very committed to do the work. Right. So these are the personal values. You can list it down, some of the personal values. This is just a self-evaluation. No need to submit this worksheet. There is no marking, nothing. And you can just put it there and you can self-reflect yourself. What are the things that you have done it? And next one is your strength and the weakness. You know, we are involving in multiple projects, multiple works and all, but the thing is we never evaluate ourselves. We always getting the feedback for the projects, but we never ask about ourselves from us, right? So you can ask about the strength and the weakness. Okay, then only you will understand which part that you have to improve to become a good leader. And then your purpose. And your purpose is very, very important. I think rather I explain this, your purpose. There is a 4 minutes video here. So the purpose of the life, I think you all know about this Venn diagram, right? So you already have studied this Venn diagram in your mathematics in your school level. But the thing is, this Venn diagram of purpose is used for our practical life. So it can be for your athletic career as well as in your practical personal life as well. So that's the reason I just wanted to like show this one. So then only you can get some idea. So at the end of the presentation, sometimes like at once, it may be like kind of difficult for you to grab this one. Maybe second time when you are watching, it is super, super important one for you to identify that what is the purpose that I'm living on this planet even. So what is the purpose I'm going for an officiating? So then according to that, you can like build up your qualities in your life. So that is what I'm going to take you here. Right, okay.
When people can operate and work within their purpose, they will generally be happier, more satisfied, and others will perceive them as more authentic. However, finding your purpose takes time and is an ongoing process. A person's purpose can also change or shift over time. It is thus not something you find once and it is set in stone for the rest of your life. To get you started in this process, the Venn diagram of purpose is a good coaching tool. It can help people discover what their purpose in life might be, how they could live and operate more within their purpose, or simply analyze where in life they currently are. So how does the Venn diagram of purpose work? Let us explain. The first circle of the Venn diagram of purpose is about the question, what do I love doing? It is important to enjoy the things you are doing, so try to think of your hobbies, the things you are interested in, and that you enjoy doing. This could be things like sports, film, traveling, helping others, reading, writing, etc. The things you love doing is something personal and specific, and it is something that can change over time. The second circle is about the things you are good at. What are your strengths? What skills do you have? It could be that you are good at maths or languages, that you are great at working with people. You might be a good coach, or you are skilled in persuading others and maintaining relationships. Your skills and strengths can continuously be developed and thus also change over time. The overlap of the first and second circle is where your passion lies. So the things that you love doing and that you are good at, this is what is called your passion. So, for example, you really love sports and coaching children and youth, and you are also good at it. This means that within coaching children lies your passion. Note, a person can also be passionate about things they might not have strong skills at in the beginning, but often they develop the necessary skills with time. The third circle encompasses what you can get paid for. Obviously, we all have bills to pay. We have to put food on the table and a roof over our heads. So this could be any job or paid position, such as teacher, social worker, accountant, or project manager, as long as it is realistic that you, in your situation, can get paid for it. This circle crosses over with your strengths circle. This overlap stands for your profession, something that you are good at and that you can get paid for. So, for example, you are good at working with children. As a social worker, you get to do exactly that and get paid for it. So this is your profession. The final circle stands for the things the world needs. So think about your community and what your community needs. This can be many different things, such as stable institutions, good education, support of youth and children, more sports activities that are accessible to anyone, etc. When this circle overlaps with what you can get paid for, that is what is called vocation. For example, your community needs higher education, and as a teacher you can provide that while getting paid for it. When the circle of what the world needs overlaps with the circle of what you love doing, that's what is called your mission. For example, you love coaching kids in your free time, which is ideal as your community needs more sports activities for children and youth. So coaching the kids of your community is your mission. What is called your purpose is when your passion, your profession, your vocation, and your mission all overlap. So, for example, your community needs more structured sports activities for children and youths. You really enjoy coaching football, and you are great at coaching and teaching children through sports. In your organization, you get to do exactly this and get paid for it as well. So all 4 circles overlap, and you have found your purpose. Unfortunately, not everyone will find themselves right at the center of this diagram. Many people are somewhere in between or more in one circle than another. For example, if you really love playing volleyball and you are really good at it, but there are no opportunities for you to get paid for it and it does not really help your community, then that might be your passion but not your purpose. Or if you are really good with numbers and you work in a bank, but you actually don't like dealing with finances, then this might be your profession, but not your purpose. You are really only operating within your purpose if all 4 circles overlap for you. And this can change with time. With a shift in your interests, when you gain new skills or a new paid job opportunity arises, or if the situation in your community calls for something different, then your purpose can shift as well. But the more you operate within your purpose, the more authentic you will be and appear to others.
So actually this video is very good one for you to identify the purpose of living in your life, or maybe even officiating. It's like what I love doing is sports. So what I'm good at is lecturing and talking about the sports and maybe officiating. So what I can pay it for, of course, when you go for the competition, you will be paid for it. So that become as a profession, and that will become as a passion. And what the world needs for example, like for Sri Lanka, of course, we need your support. Then only we can run these championships as well. So that is what the world needs. So you all satisfy all these Venn diagram, these intersectors. So that is the purpose of this national technical officials to be there as well. So that is the end of the presentation of, sorry. Okay. Yeah, purpose of the life. So let's move to that. Like I already explained that how I need to see me myself. Then in the next one, so I am going to explain that how about other people, they are looking at me, like how other people, they see me, right? So that is most important. So that's the reason you need to get the feedback. Like once you finish your track and field competitions officiating, you need to get the feedback from the people. Sir, you can go and approach this referee or the chief judge. Sir, how about my officiating today? Like when you are a young or maybe like a fresh person to the officiating at the national level or maybe the district level competition. So that's the feedback will definitely enhance your qualities as well. So then only you can get the big picture about yourself, and also you can ask them open and honest feedback. Please, like GLS sir, tell about open and honest feedback about my officiating today. Like did I have made any mistakes or anything? Tell me openly. Then it will create a better person, and also it will build a deeper trust. So then only the GLSers will think that, oh yeah, Gobi came and asked me about this one, or he is really passionate about that one, so I can promote him to the next level, something like that. So he will trust me. So that kind of things are always creating the better leadership qualities. And also make it as a habit. Sorry, it's a typo mistake. So make it as a habit to get the feedback from each and every activities in your life, in your projects, not about athletics or anything. So there are people to help, there are people to support, there are people to give advice to you, there are a lot of people to guide you on this planet. You can approach them and ask them. But the thing is, when you are going to ask the feedback, it is very, very important, two things that you have to take care of it. Whom are you going to, what are you asking feedback on? Like I can't go and ask the GLSer about my personal life, because he doesn't know about my personal life to give the feedback. So I can ask about this athletic technical official skills maybe, right? So you have to be very specific. What are the feedback I'm going to ask, and whom I'm going to ask, whether he's the right person to ask feedback about that one. So whenever you are finishing this competition, please don't hesitate to ask the feedback from the referees or the top level or maybe top level senior NTOs. Right? So then only you can also improve your qualities. It can be positive and negative feedback may come. So don't take anything negatively, take everything on board equally so that you can improve your qualities. And when the feedback giver give you some like negative feedback, don't go for defensive or don't get defensive with him. And also if you are not satisfied with the feedback with the person, you can go for the clarification. Sir, no sir, I did in a fair way. Why you are saying something like that? I don't understand. Maybe sometimes he might have justify me in a wrong way. So you can go and ask for the clarification. And also at the end of the day, like, you know, if when you are approaching the people in a voluntarily, so you have to be very grateful to the people. So this is important things as an officials to get the feedback. So I'm going to touch here in this ethical leader so much, but however, I will highlight it because that is also one of the important qualities to become as a good leader. So as an ethical leader, so first authentic leader I have highlighted. Now this is the second one, ethical leader, I'm moving on. So ethical leaders who are always showing the respect, because it is very, very important as a technical official, you have to respect each other. It doesn't matter age, it doesn't matter gender. You have to respect each and everyone, as well as you have to respect athletes as well, right? So then only we can bring all the people with us, and that teamwork will create the better environment to run the show. So meaning, then next one is treat everyone equally and fairly, that I have already mentioned. Then demonstrate good values in words and action in all circumstances and gain credibility and often set as an example, right? And there are like 10 elements of dignity and 10 temptations are here. It was developed research in a research basis by Dr. Donna Hicks. It's a very, very important one from Harvard University. But I picked it up only 3 for you to highlight, because these are the 3 important things. Accountability is, of course, is very important, because we all take the responsibility to officiate. Whenever we take the responsibility, we have to go for our actions. So we shouldn't fail on that one. Number 1. Number 2 is benefit of doubts. So treat people as trustworthy. So say, for an example, if I'm a referee, if I'm appointing this person for those works, so you have to trust each other. So then only, as well as in vice versa, like, you know, that other juniors or other officials also, they have to trust this referee also. So then only it will give you a good environment and recognition. So at the end of the officiating, you have to validate others for their contribution. Say, for an example, you can say thank you for them, or maybe you can appreciate them, or you can just tap on their shoulder. You are not going to lose anything, but you will earn the gratitude from the people, right, in return. So that is most important. Actually, this thank you is not the thank you last slide. It's just to put this one to validate others for their contribution. So let me move to this next slide. It's all about ethical decision making. It is another important slide I just wanted to put here. Right. Number 1 is you always have to be clear with your core values. I told you that you all have some values, whether you know or not, but we all have some values in our day-to-day life. Maybe like I am a respectful person, right? Or maybe like I'm committed, I'm hardworking, right? Something. So you will draw that in the worksheet number 1. So that is fundamental. So based on that one, so you have to make a decisions. So there are 3 questions I have put it here. Right. So these 3 questions, I think very, very important things when you are going for an ethical challenge. Right. Just imagine you are a chief judge, or maybe you are a referee on the field. Right. You have made some decision. That decision is totally wrong. And tomorrow it appears on the newspaper on the front page with your face. Right. So then what will the feeling? Will you be happy about it? So that question just to have it in your mind whenever you are making the decision. So if it is in a positive way, in a happy way, it's okay to appear on the first page of the newspaper. That doesn't matter. But it's in a negative way, or this person has officiated wrongly in this one, so that's why this person could not go for the Olympic Games, right? So it will affect you badly. So you have to be very mindful on that one. Number 2, what would happen if every single person did the same thing? Say, for an example, I am an athlete. I'm running. So DLS sir is very good friend of me, but he is officiating there. So when I am running the on the 3rd track, I have touched the inner track, right? So DLS sir feel that, oh yeah, he is my friend. Okay, that's not a problem. So I am not going to comply. Then finally I became the champion, right? So that's done. So because he is my friend, so he did it. So tomorrow another athlete is running. Right. So will DLS sir will react in the same way? So day after tomorrow, another athlete's also running and he is touching the inner track. So if every single person is doing the same thing, what will happen? So in that case, you have to justice. You have to be very careful. It doesn't matter your friend. It doesn't matter your student. Doesn't matter. So you have to give the proper decision. Doesn't matter, because when you are officiating, you have to abide the rules and regulations. So if there is no excuse, you have to make the decision according to the rules. That's it. So then number 3, does this align with my personal values and principles? So you always have to be very clear with that. Okay, I'm a very genuine person. Whether this decision, what I made, it is aligning with my one of the primary values was genuine, or maybe the authenticity, right? Something like that. So you have to always think that, because otherwise it will spoil you, or it will not give you more opportunities in your life as well. So these are the 3 key questions that you always ask whenever you are going for an ethical challenge, or it's in a critical situation only. You have, like, not for each and every single decision making, because every day people making decisions like 30,000. If you look at the statistics or some researchers, right? Because every single thing, so when I'm even speaking, every single word I'm deciding, but the thing is we don't know. But small decision, but big decision, of course we have to, right? So then ethical leaders communications. So whenever the ethical leaders in their communication, they'll be very fair and they're honest, and they are always express themselves in an open and the transparent way. Especially for the officials, it's very, very important. You have to always have some open conversation, as well as you have to talk in a transparent way, and also avoid the negative and disrespectful tones. Like, don't say like, hey, come here, or maybe like, don't use any abusive words or maybe vulgar words or something like that. Don't use it. So just be respectful and talk always in a positive way, and talk and listen with empathy and address potential issues with the compassion. Because the thing is, officials, they are coming from the different places, and they are family, and they have committed to do some other works, so they may have some problems. So as a senior official, so maybe the referees or judges, like if one person is not coming, maybe late, first you have to ask them, okay, why you are late? Then you have to listen to him, what is your problem and all. So that is most important, and also you have to show the compassion or the empathy towards him. So in that case, definitely there will be some communication gaps, and the problems will come when you are starting to communicate. So in that case, how I can communicate in a non-violent way or in a calm way. So say for an example, this is pretty much very, very problematic case, or maybe top level administrators, they always facing, I would say like GLS Pereira sir, maybe like facing this kind of issues, because people, they come for a meeting late. People, they come for a competition late. So how you can address, say for an example, if a senior person is coming for the competition every day, every competition is late, and he is not going to the competition arena in time, and he is not wearing the dress properly, and he is not bringing the necessary stuff properly. So how we can address it? So in that case, you have to address in a non-violent communicative way. So that is what I'm going to explain. First, you have to observe. Say for an example, you look at the couple of competitions, how he is behaving, right? Just observe. Don't take any justice. Like say for example, don't take that, okay, this person can be like this or this. Don't make any imaginary. Just observe. Based on the observe, you can express your feelings towards him. Hey, Machano, maybe, hey, my friend, I saw that you are always coming to the meeting, or what is your problem? Then you have to say the needs. I think you need to be in time, because it is very, very important for all of us to like work together and pop up this work and finish it in time. Then you have to request it. I think I would request for you to come to the next competition by 9:50 or maybe 9:45 rather than being at 10 o'clock. So that's the way that you have to communicate. It should be in a non-violent communication. And when you are communicating, it's not good that like communicating among all the people. Maybe you can take him for a break, or maybe for a coffee meeting, something like that, right? So then this is another important thing that you can adapt in your day-to-day life as well, even with your family members, right? So we are very good at pointing the fingers towards others, right? So when you are putting the fingers towards others, right, you can start with I. That will not, maybe that will reduce the hurting or the pain for other people. So that is the I statement. So it is always against the you statement. So how we can use the I statement is like you can say that, hey Gobi, you are not following the rules and regulations. You are always late to the meet. You don't know how to measure this this discuss through distance, right? So rather than saying like that, you have to say that, hey Gobi, I noticed that this behavior needs to be corrected, or I observed for the last 1 year of period you are not following these things. I think it is not important, something like that. So you always start with I feel that I need you have to change this character. Oh, I kindly request you to go for a meeting in time rather than always being late, right? So something like that. So I think this is easiest way. So hopefully everyone can adapt it from today onwards, because there is nothing, just only you have to put I feel. Whenever you text the message, you are not sending the reply to me in time. Rather than say, I feel that your reply hasn't come yet, or yet to be received, something like that. Not in a positive way, maybe in a smooth way you can approach them. So this I statement is very important for them, and developing an inclusive mindset, right? So this is important for the inclusive leader. You have to include all the people. It can be junior people or senior people, but the senior people, they have to, senior officials, they have to have this inclusive mindset, how we can include the juniors and how we can guide them, right? Of course, when people, they have biasness, right? Say for an example, if myself and my wife is sitting here and another person is sitting here, of course, I will be biased to my wife, or I will be biased to my best friend. But the thing is, you have to be aware of that one. That's it. Okay, I am biased because of this one. So if you are aware of this one, that is almost okay. So be always aware of the biasness and how it impact on your action. Sometimes that biasness may affect a lot of things. So that is what you have to understand that one. Number two is, there are people, they have different perspectives, because especially in a country in Sri Lanka, we have multi-races, multi-religions, and multi-languages. So people, they have different perspectives. So we have to understand each other. So then only we can value and we can come to the conclusions. So because communication gaps may be there. And also, like some people coming from different places around the country. So their perception is different because they will grow up in the different mindset, different environment. So we have to understand, we have to listen to them actively, so that we can make a good conclusion. And also at the end, you have to acknowledge, right? So you acknowledge that everyone is born with the dignity. So everyone is born with the dignity. No one is like not with the dignity. So you have to acknowledge for that one and then treat them accordingly. It doesn't matter he has a junior or senior, but everyone is human at the end, right? So inclusive working environment. So I'm just asking the question, what makes you feel like you are a part of the team? Say for an example, I am for this national competition, the 100th Sri Lanka Athletics national competition, I'm invited as a technical official. So I'm going as a technical official, but no one is asking me to go for the competition here or there. Just I'm sitting the whole day there. So how about my feeling? I'm not included in the project alone. Even if I'm included, referees never care about me. Referee never cares about me. So that actually does not make anything. So I feel that I'm not included in this program. So if you want to be included in this program, there are two things. First, you have to create the sense of belonging. Okay, this guy or this girl is also a part of our team. So that kind of mindset, you have to create it. And also you have to make sure that the people feel heard and seen, right? So whether the people, they have heard or they have seen it, what I have said, as well as they also make some comments, right? So whether I have grabbed them or whether I have rephrased them in my conversations, that is most important when you are as an inclusive leader. So these are the 6 tips that I can give you to become as an inclusive leader, to create an inclusive working environment. So number 1 is promoting open discussion. Say for an example, once the competition is finished, I think rather than you are just like having the lunch and gossip, for sometimes it's okay, then you can go for some kind of open discussion. Okay, what are the mistakes that we had it today, and how we can improve this one for tomorrow's event. So you can promote for the open discussion and involving others in decision making. So you can ask them, okay, what do you think, Gobi? So what do you think about you, everyone, as a leader, as a referee, as a chief judge, you have to ask everyone, you have to give opportunity to everyone to speak. Because the thing is, some younger generation people, they may have some idea, but the thing is, they don't speak because they feel that I'm young here. But the thing is, you have to give everyone opportunity, so everyone treat them equally, and sharing responsibilities. So of course, as a top level officials, you have to like share the responsibility. Okay, you have to do this one. This is your responsibility. You have to take care of. Then collectively, finally, the chief referee or the chief judge, they will make the decision, and being open to the mistakes. Say for an example, if I make some mistakes, be open. Okay, I made this mistake. I'm sorry, because no one is making the mistakes purposefully or deliberatively. Right? Some people, they do, but as a national technical official, for sure we don't. Right? So if we are such people, then we won't be there as NTOs. Right? So if we make some mistakes, that is of course by accidentally. So we have to openly say that I made this mistake, GLS sir. So next time I will correct it, right? And recognizing the effort. So there are people sometimes, some track rep umpires, they have to like go in the morning and they have to sit until the evening. So you have to pay the gratitude towards them. So you have to recognize the effort and you have to appreciate them. And team building outside of the work, that is most important. I think that's most of the officials that we do in the night time and later. So you can go for a team building outside, then that will make a good cohesion among the technical officials. So you can do that one, but you know the limit that how you have to do it. So according to that, you have to go for a team building outside. So I have a lot of examples to show that one, but I don't want to take more time. This is the good example of video. It's just a 2 minutes video, maybe very interesting. How you have to bring everyone into your team to make a conclusion. Otherwise, how about the single person's perspective is going in a wrong way? Say for an example, sometimes, I'm the referee, I'm the person I have to make the decision, that's it. They will say that. But the thing is, they don't know that what happened on the other side of the track and field area, the person when he was running, he was deliberately put his second leg below the hurdle bar, right? So in that case, he has to have some collective idea. This video clips will tell you that the great story. It's a cartoon video. Hopefully you will enjoy it. Yeah.
There were 6 blind men who grew up in a village in India, and the community kept them safe and shared with them many stories. The men were curious about many of the stories they heard, but they were most curious about elephants. Based on the stories that each of them had heard, they argued about what elephants must be like. The community grew tired of these arguments and arranged for the men to visit the palace, where they were greeted by an old friend from their village who worked as a gardener on the palace grounds. Their friend led them to the courtyard. There stood an elephant. The blind men stepped forward to touch the creature that was the subject of so many arguments. The first blind man reached out and touched the side of the huge animal. "An elephant is smooth and solid like a wall," he declared. "It must be very powerful." The second blind man put his hand on the elephant's limber trunk. "An elephant is like a giant snake," he announced. The third blind man felt the elephant's pointed tusk. "I was right," he decided. "This creature is as sharp and deadly as a spear." The fourth blind man touched one of the elephant's 4 legs. "What we have here," he said, "is an extremely large cow." The fifth blind man felt the elephant's giant ear. "I believe an elephant is like a huge fan, or maybe a magic carpet that can fly over mountains and treetops," he said. The sixth blind man gave a tug on the elephant's coarse tail. "Why, this is nothing more than a piece of old rope. Dangerous indeed," he scoffed. The gardener led his friends to the shade of a tree. "Sit here and rest for the long journey home," he said. "I will bring you some water to drink." While they waited, the 6 blind men talked about the elephant. "An elephant is like a wall," said the first blind man. "Surely we can finally agree on that." "A wall? An elephant is a giant snake," answered the second blind man. "It's a spear, I tell you," insisted the third blind man. "I'm certain it's a giant cow," said the fourth blind man. "Magic carpet, there's no doubt," said the fifth blind man. "Don't you see?" pleaded the sixth blind man. "Someone used a rope to trick us." Their argument continued, and their shouts grew louder and louder. "Wall! Snake! Spear! Cow! Carpet! Rope! Stop shouting!" called a very angry voice. It was the Raja, awakened from his nap by the noisy argument. "How can each of you be so certain you are right?" asked the ruler. The 6 blind men considered the question, and then, knowing the Raja to be a very wise man, they decided to say nothing at all. The elephant is a very large animal, said the Raja kindly. Each man touched only one part. Perhaps if you put the parts together, you will see the truth. Now, let me finish my nap in peace.
So that's the end of the story. But what's the moral on the story is, like, you know, when we all work together, when we get the collective idea only, like we got to know that there's an elephant, but individually we have a different perspective. And but the thing is, we are not able to come to this conclusion. So that is most important, that we have to learn as a teamwork. Sorry. So whenever we have a teamwork, definitely there will be some problem comes, and how we can resolve the tensions. Right. So first of all, like some people, as I told you before, they don't go into these problems. Like, but the thing is, if you are a good leader, of course, if there is some mistake can happen or some negativity in there, you have to confront it. You have to confront to the tensions. So if you notice it, and don't wait too long, because the thing is, if you wait for long term, so it will blast into the big problem. So don't avoid it. Just to go there and just to tell about your opinion, or maybe you are sharing your knowledge, sometimes it may be sold out. And also, whenever you are advising, it should be a fact-based, right? So don't judge it. Don't make some imaginary comment from your own idea, right? So it should be, okay, I noticed this one, this is what happened, and these are the observations. That's it. And always avoid the judging about other people. And listen actively. Like one of the communication types, right? I don't know that you might have heard about this one-way communication and the two-way communication, but now it's another third one is active listening. So that is most important, because people, they are very good at communicating and talking in one side, right? But the thing is, they don't listen to the other people. So that is very important. Whenever there is some problem, so you have to listen to the next person also, right? So that active listening is very, very important while you are resolving the tensions. And then finally, you have to go for the agreement based on the discussion that you had it. Sometimes you can't meet the agreement. So in that case, you have to go for the mutual understanding, right? So in this chapter, from today onwards, like I would encourage you to don't use the word problems, make it as a challenge. When you feel that it's a problem, it's like always you have the headache, right? It's okay, yeah, I have this problem. Like, you know, your personal expression in you, I have a problem, your face will be like this, right? So even once the problem is solved out, what is your expression? Oh, thank God, I solved out the problem. You know, your feeling level and everything will be into the zero level. That means like the natural level. But if you use the word instead of problem to challenges, right? So it will encourage more. Okay, I have a challenge. I have to like work on it. So I have to solve it. So once the challenge is done, what is your expression? Yes, I done it. It give you more pleasure. It give you more happiness. So that's the reason I'm making you, all of you, to use it as a challenge rather than problems in your life. So whenever there are some challenges coming, there are two types of approaches that you can use it. So, but mostly in athletic field, we can go for the technical approach, because adaptive approach is happening only few occasions. So very, very complicated things only, right? So the technical approach and the adaptive approach are the two types of approaches while we are facing the challenges. So the solution for them, technical approach, it's very quickly an easy solution that we can give, that it can be based on the rules and regulations, or maybe the past experience, right? Yeah. And who can be involved? It can be involved by an expert person, or the person in the authority, that means in the top level management, or maybe like whoever the people surrounded that particular incident happened, you can go for the solution, right? And how do the people, normally the people, they react in a natural way, because the thing is, everyone knows that it happens and they have seen it before, right? But adaptive approach comes, it will take more time. You have to do the researches, you have to approach some other people, you need to get some idea from other people. Say for an example, coronavirus started to spread all over the world by from last year onwards. So it is totally new for everyone, right? But it was super hard for us to find the solution. Still, we are struggling it. We are always like wearing the mask and using the sanitizations, and the vaccination is done. But the thing is, it is not solved out, right? So often require input from the multiple people. That's the reason there are multiple people are working on that one. So people often resist changes because it's a new thing. So people, they don't want to change it. It's new, but sometimes it may take some more time to adjust this kind of situation, and experiment is of course needed, right? So as a technical officials, I don't know whether you have heard about this dance floor and balcony approach, right? So this is not the video, it's just a picture. You know, when you're in a club or when you're in the party, right? So you are on the dance floor, you are just dancing, but you never know that what is happening around that place. So, but as a potential, or maybe the top level senior officials, or the referees, or the chief judge, or some high rank officials in the technical list. So you always have to, sometimes, yes, you have to do it. You may be dancing on the dance floor, but the thing is, you have to go to the balcony and you have to see that. Then only you will have the clear picture that what are the issues, what are the problems that we are having it. When you are in the dance floor, you will not see even sometimes these musicians. You can't see sometimes the bartender. You can't see the lights. Maybe some issues, the wires, maybe some issues, right? So some technical issues. So you can't see that one. But when you go to the balcony, you can see the whole picture of the ground. Right? So that's the reason this balcony approach is very, very important for the top level officials. You have to go back and you have to see that the total, the picture, the entire map, that what has happened and what are the improvements that we can make it in future, so that we can improve the quality of the competition every year. Right? So competition quality is increasing not by putting the color flags and here and there. No. This is by the quality of officiatings as well. So that's the reason this dance floor and the balcony approach is very important for the top level technical officials. I think you can use that one. Right? Finally, the code of conduct. It's most important things. I don't know how many of you are aware of there is a code of conduct for athletics by the World Athletics. Right? You know, we always have to obey this code of conduct as well. So it's very, very clearly mentioned on the application of the integrity code of conduct. It's applicable to the officials or the person seeking to become officials. Even if you want to become as an official, you have to first abide this one. Right? So at the end of this presentation, I have the WhatsApp group and the YouTube. I will share the link of this code of conduct. It's not the big document. I think 10 less than 15 pages document, so you can go through it. So how you have to be to show your integrity following this code of conduct, right? So it's on the World Athletics website as well, right? So you can simply get it. The number one. Number two, I don't know whether you have heard about this sexual harassment and abuse prevention. As a technical official, it is applicable to you as well, right? So because it's very clearly mentioned here, officers, so administrative officials, coaches, competition officials. So if there are some sexual harassment and abuse happening in the competition arena, or maybe some athletes, it may happen to the official, right? So what are the harassment abuses? It is listed out on the National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka's website. So you can go there. I will send you the link later. So that is also most important, because officials, they must get to know that what are the things that we have to avoid, right? So I will share with you later, because I'm not going to explain. It is, as I told you before, it's just to give a glance of this one, just to guide you. These are the opportunity, right, to lead. Next one, this is actually, I'm working on that one. It's totally a new chapter. It's prevention of manipulation of competitions. It's called PMC, right? So very recently in 2017, they launched it, but it's only this year, only this International Olympic Committee contacted, and I am working on that one because I'm working for NOC. So these are the key. The 4 keys are important for the national technical officials or athletes or administrators or anyone, those who are inside the sports world, right? So as you all know, betting is prohibited in Sri Lanka. You can't bet. But in Korea, I was in Korea. So in Korea, betting is allowed. But in Sri Lanka, betting is not allowed, especially in the Olympic Games, Olympic sports. So therefore, in athletics, Sri Lanka Athletics also will have the same view of this one. So never bet on your own sports or the Olympic Games, right? So don't go for the betting of any competitions. Like I think it is not that much for the athletics in Sri Lanka, but in cricket, of course, it may happen. The number 2 is never manipulate a competition and always do your best. This is what I told you. Manipulation in the means like you can change the rules according to your own view. Say for an example, that is what I told you, like if a person has cut the line inside the curve, so don't say that he didn't cut the line or something like that. So never manipulate those kind of. And this is the third one, is the very, very important point that you have to be very careful. Never share inside information. This is what I told you. You don't have, technical officials don't have any right to take any photos inside the competition to share, and they don't have any right to send the media releases from the competition through the media. Okay, this person has achieved the champion or runners up or first place or the performance or anything. There is a separate unit for that. There is a separate officials for that. They are working on that one. So never share the information. Basically, why this never share the inside information here? It means, say for an example, if an athlete injured, you don't have the right to share that information anywhere, right? Because the thing is, some other athlete may get advantage out of this athlete. So that's the reason IOC is very strict about that. You don't have any rights to share or make publicity about the injury of an athlete. Or like if an athlete is banned for sometimes, you don't have, like unofficially you can't make it. Yeah. So some of the informations are very private. Even the athletes also, they also advise not to share their information, many of the information publicly, and their sports, some of the information should be private. That's listed out there as well. And last one, if you find out any manipulations or any this kind of information, you can even complain directly to the International Olympic Committee integrity hotline here. And regarding this, the sexual harassment and abuse prevention, if anything happened, you can even directly complain to the National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka. There is an portal that we have worked on. So it is there. So you can lodge the complaint, and there is a committee in National Olympic Committee to resolve that one. So these are the things that I just wanted to highlight. So finally, my sincere thanks to my alma mater, where I studied my master's degree. From there only I gained this all knowledge, and the Scott Foundation that helped me to like read a lot of things about this leadership. And of course, my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Sri Lanka Athletics for giving me this great opportunity. Thank you very much. And if you have any other questions, please, most welcome. So I love to share it.
We are giving to you, have 10 minutes for your questions, and I welcome your comments. Our moderators will be Mrs. Dinky Bandara and Mr. Ranjit from Sabaragama University, very knowledgeable persons in this field. Okay, over to you, Ms. Dinky.
Thank you so much, GLS sir. So, hi, Mr. Gobi. Actually, I appreciate your lecture. It's very, very interesting and very, very informative. And I also learned a lot of things from your lecture. So I have a couple of questions. So can I ask you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
First, could you please explain me some benefits of nonviolent communication? So better you can explain the actual benefits during the sporting field when we engaging with some activities on the field of sports. So can you please explain?
Yeah, for sure. Because nonviolent communication is one of the important tools that you can use in sport field as well as out of the sports field as well. Because actually, when you are approaching someone to get the feedback in a non-violent way, it will actually develop the leadership skill, that like how you can ethically approaching another person, and it will creating the bond. Say for an example, if I'm going to ask the person about my feedback and when you are giving the feedback in a non-violent way, obviously like he will tell that, okay, he is coming and give me these comments because he has some he just want to see me in a top way. That's it. Like some people, they critically comment, so that means they won't like put you down, but this person is like coming and non-violent way like commenting me, that means he just want like improve my qualities. That is number one. And the number two, like always, like people, they always stay true to the person, and you are become more effective in expressing the feelings and needs and the request. So that is what I have highlighted here. And when you give the NVCs like nonviolent communication, it actually gives you the mutual understanding, right? And it strengthens the bonding between the people, between you and another person, rather than when you are like talking in a direct way. Right. And second thing is, it is an opportunity for you to go for an open dialogue, and you also can find the solution, and it will help also you and the other person to create the bond as well. I think this answer helped you, Tinky?
Yes, Mr. Gobi, it's very, very
Because
helpful.
basically this definition of this nonviolent communication is to create the mutual understanding. I think for the officials, it's very important that we all have to have some mutual understanding. So otherwise, it will not have a good cohesion among the officials. Yeah, Dingy.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. And my second question, actually, it is regarding to the feedback. Most of the people face this problem, I guess. So the question is, when you get feedback from your colleague or friend, you may get emotional in a situation. So how can you handle it?
Yeah, of course. Like say for an example, like I'm asking the feedback from GLSer. GLSer saying that Gobi, like no Gobi, the way that you behave in the track and field, I'm not happy about that one. No, you have to correct it. Then I am arguing with him, sir. I don't see it. It's a wrong thing. It's everyone is doing. Then why you are commenting in that way, right? So I'm so emotional, I'm getting emotion. So in that emotions, like whenever the emotions comes, when you are giving the feedback, what's the only the solution is, you have to say that, hey, my friend, I think I need some break, right? So let's talk about this chapter later, right? Because the thing is, I am the person approached GLS Pereira sir to get the feedback. But the thing is, he's my good friend. So that's the reason I approach him. But eventually it became as a problem. I don't want to lose him, as well as I don't want to create the further problems, further issues between us. So that's the reason I think better solution is go for the short break, or maybe you can say that I think DLS sir, we will talk about this chapter later, or maybe we will talk something else.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Gobi, and thank you, GLS sir also. That's all from my side. Yes.
Any questions? Okay then. Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this lecture. On behalf of the Sri Lanka Athletics Technical Officials Committee, I wish to express our sincere thanks to Mr. Sivaraja Gobinath for giving encouragement speech on irresponsible behavior and leadership. We are all inspired by your great words. Mr. Gobi, taking out time from his busy schedule and enlightening from his busy and with the knowledge. Thank you so much, Gobi. I would also thank Major General Paritha Fernando, President Sri Lanka Athletics and Executive Committee, and our national technical officials and all officials who are present here today. Special thanks goes to Mr. Dinky and Mr. Ranjit, our moderators. Last, not least, let me thank Mr. Hasanta Lukugamage from Lanka Nature Conservationist for his technical support. We hope you have learned, enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for your participation. Good luck and stay safe. Thank you.